Making salts, we have three methods of making salts: neutralization, or excess method, titration, and precipitation. What is the difference between each one? For neutralization or excess, it is formed between acid and this aqueous, and base must to be solid. This base, as we said before, to be metal or metal oxide or metal hydroxide or metal carbonate. And then you will find that this base transition metal because it is insoluble in water, like the reaction between copper oxide and sulfuric acid. In this case, this acid aqueous and the base is solid. Number two, titration. The reaction formed between acid, this aqueous, and alkali, not a base, to be aqueous. This you'll find it group 1 or group 2. Like the reaction between HCl aqueous and NaOH aqueous. The third type, precipitation method, formed between two soluble salts. They are mixing together to produce soluble salt and insoluble salt. How can we make each type? For titration, we said that is formed between acid to be aqueous and alkali to be also aqueous. How can we make titration? If we have burette and then you are filling burette with acid and then we have known volume of alkali. Like for example, if you have HCl, this aqueous, and 25 centimeter cubed, for example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. And then we start to drop from acid to the alkali with a shaking. Then we are adding indicator to be methyl orange or phenolphthalein. In this process, we are filling the burette with acid till zero, and then take known volume of alkali in the flask, and then adding indicator. Why we are using indicator? The indicator to indicate the ending point by changing the color. How to write any equations? If we have the reaction between Mg plus H2SO4 to produce MgSO4 plus H2. In this case, you will find that any element or molecule to be the same Mg to be Mg, and H2 to be H2. But for any compound must to be separate into positive and negative. To be 2H positive, 2 must to be in the front, and SO4 2 negative. Mg 2 positive and SO4 2 negative. Then the repeated ion is SO4 negative 2, SO4 negative 2 to be cancelled. So Mg plus 2H positive gives Mg 2 positive plus H2. This is the Enic equation. Again, for Enic equation, how to write the Enic equation? Any element or molecule to be the same. Mg or H2 to be the same. H2SO4, 2H positive plus SO4 negative 2. MgSO4, Mg2 positive plus SO4 negative 2. From where I get 2 positive and negative 2? We said before for radicals or polyatomic ions. For radicals or polyatomic ions, for the valency one, we have NH4 positive, OH negative, NO3 negative, NO2 negative. Ammonium hydroxide, nitrate, nitrite. In case of valency 2, we have carbonate and sulfate. In valency 3, we have phosphate. And then we said there is a difference between 8, and 8. 8, and 8 in case of sulfur and nitrogen. For 8, and 8, 8 means biggest number of O or highest number of O. 8 reduce 1 O. 8 without O. To be like that. Sulfate SO4. So sulfite reduce 1 O to be SO3. Sulfide to be S. Nitrate NO3. Nitrite to be NO2. Nitride to be N. For example, if you want to write the formula of magnesium nitrate, magnesium nitrite, magnesium nitrite. For magnesium nitrate, this is Mg valence 2, nitrate, this is valence 1, valence 1, valence 3, but all of sulfate, sulfide, sulfide, valence 2. Valence 1 to be MgNO3 by 2, this is magnesium nitrate. For magnesium nitrite, Mg valence 2, NO2 valence 1 to be MgNO2 by 2. This is magnesium nitrite. For magnesium nitride, Mg valence 2, N is valence 3, so to be Mg3 and 2. This is magnesium nitride. And for the valency of radicals, ammonium hydroxide, nitrate, nitrite, valence 1, carbonate, sulfate, valence 2, phosphate, valence 3. So in this case, sulfate valency 2 negative, 2 negative. So these 2 positive. So in ionic equation, how we write ionic equation? For example, if we have Mg plus H2SO4 to form MgSO4 plus H2, you will find that Mg and H2 to be the same, while the ionic compound must to be separated into positive and negative. And then if you have any number inside must to be in the front, 2H positive, SO4 negative 2, Mg2 positive, SO4 negative 2. So SO4 repeated to be cancelled. So we have 2H positive and Mg2 positive. In soluble salts that we have, in case of chloride, silver, and lead, sulfate, barium, calcium, lead, carbonate or hydroxide, all except sodium, potassium, and ammonium. This means that all chloride dissolves except silver chloride or lead chloride. All sulfate dissolves except barium sulfate, calcium sulfate, and lead sulfate. All carbonate or hydroxide are insoluble in case of carbonate and hydroxide, except sodium, potassium, and ammonium. So this means that the insoluble salts are silver chloride and lead chloride, barium sulfate, calcium sulfate, lead sulfate, and in case of carbonate or hydroxide, all of them are insoluble except sodium, potassium, and ammonium.